Alright gang, welcome back to our Island Preservation Challenge on Ronida Island. It is now January. This field over here, as I mentioned in the last episode, is ready to harvest, so we're going to get started with that first and foremost here. Definitely want to get the cotton going as soon as possible. Multiple reasons for that, of course. They're pretty obvious. One, we can make more money with the clothes, and two, you know, it's going to help us get this reseeded as soon as humanly possible here instead of holding on to it. So we're going to get started with this one. A couple other things to note. I did turn off fieldstone. A lot of you mentioned in the comments, and correctly so, that Crustu turned off his fieldstone. I kind of forgot that he did that, as a matter of fact. And that the stones that I have, a lot of you have mentioned that that is plenty of stones, honestly, for the house that we're going to be doing. So based off of that statement, I just decided to go ahead and turn off the fieldstone. That's one less thing we have to deal with. It's one less thing we have to worry about as we move forward. And the other thing is, we can sell our stone collector now. We don't really need that anymore. So that will be a little bit of money back into the bank account, which will be nice. Also, I did turn on the greenhouses, the two that we just recently put in, the melon and the watermelon. They are on auto selling. At the very beginning of the series, if you recall, I did say that was one of the rules for 100% fact that I would break later on as we got a little bit larger. Not quite as large as I was anticipating before I turned that on, but nonetheless, we are larger. So I did turn those on. So we won't make, you know, absolutely the best money we possibly can make with it being on auto selling, but it'll be a constant bit of income for us as we move forward, which I'm happy about. Now, the remainder of the greenhouses we plan to put in will not be those, since we cannot auto load those. So the remainder will be more realistic in regard to being an actual greenhouse that is already installed, or, well, I guess base. I guess that's the way to word it. Base crop included, instead of the watermelon, melon, and the pumpkins. Which, you know, it's kind of weird to me. You would think that those would be, honestly, like standardized crops at this point within the game, but they're not. So, yeah. Anyway, you get the point. So those are going to be on auto selling. That's really the only thing we're going to have auto selling for a long time from now. But they'll be on auto selling maybe at some point, like I mentioned in the last episode as well. We probably will maybe change those out, considering they cannot be in the auto load state. But for the time being, we'll put them on auto load. We won't really worry about them. We'll just let them be over there, do their thing, and kind of go from there. So how's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Things are good, man. We're finally getting ourselves, at least those of you that are members, we're finally getting ourselves back into a good state here where you've got a decent amount to watch early if you want to. Certainly you don't have to, but if you want to. That is a bit of a shameless plug for my members, and I guess for me. They do get early access to videos and get to watch them early, so if you're interested in that, there's a link down below. So yeah, today we're going to get this done, and we've got a couple of other things really that we want to get done as well. So we're going to get down here to the end, and then I'm going to take a quick break on this, and I'm going to set a worker off helping us out here. We got a couple of fields realistically that have oilseed radish in them that need to be plowed up, and then obviously we need to go ahead and seed those. Now, we might have a little bit of slurry maybe we could put down on top of that as well to give us a little bit more of a better yield, right? And we probably will if we're able to do so. We'll see. The knife field is my most important field right now for me personally, and this field for that matter. We just want to keep the cotton going as much as possible, right? So, personally, that is what I'm going to focus on first and foremost, with the worker plowing up that field and getting it prepped and ready to go. And then we can move the worker on to another field to plow up, right? So, yeah, how's everyone doing? Hope you're doing well. Things are as good as they can be given all the situations I've mentioned over the last, I don't know, 15, 20 episodes at this point. Well, not of this specific series, but 15, 20 episodes, I guess, in general. Work is still being a little bit, you never know what's going to happen situation, but yeah, we're cruising along, man. We can't really fret on that too much because I can't really control that, right? That's not something I can control, so. What else? Finished, real quick, this is a shameless plug for my other channel. Just finished Red Dead Redemption 2. Really enjoyed it. Ended up giving it a really good score. I'm not going to spoil that. You'll have to watch it if you're interested in it. But there's a link down below for my other channel as well. I do not farming videos on that channel. It is other things. Normally it's single-player campaign type of playthroughs. Occasionally we do some challenges. We have done some in the past. A lot of it is shooter-based campaign playthroughs. I also do, you know, some like Tomb Raider type of stuff, and then also some hack and slash Dynasty Warriors type of stuff. That Dynasty Warriors is really a big part of my childhood. I love Dynasty Warriors. So for me, there is a remaster Dynasty Warriors 3, which is one of, if not the best Dynasty Warriors 3 games, arguably. And that's coming out here in October. So when that comes out, I'll be pretty heavily on playing that. So if any of that interests you at all, again, shameless plug, check out my other channel. There's a link down below for that. Now, as far as the sawmill goes, I think the sawmill is out, so we can probably turn that off. It is out, so let's turn this off. We don't want to incur any more fees or maintenance types of fees, I guess is how I should put it, overnight for that, or over each hour. So we'll turn that off so we don't gain any more. There should be almost enough of the wood beams, planks, and the planks long there. Might need to do a few more, maybe, but we should be pretty close. There are other things we need to do with the wood, though, fully transparent with all of you. There are other things that need to be done. More specifically, we need to do, I think it's, you know, like door frames and things like that, right? So we've got to do that still, but that is going to be a future tense item for me. We'll focus on that a little bit later on. Let's try to continue to build the yard here and the area here and get more land first and foremost, and then we'll kind of flip back to the house again. We'll just kind of, you know, do something with the house every once in a while, just that way we kind of keep it moving. I think the only negative part about the whole house is just how long it takes, right, to accomplish, right? So we've got a long way to go, really, and the house really doesn't need to be focused on for a little bit longer. So we've already started that focus, which is great, but we don't need to put a bunch of effort into it. Really, we should be spending some more effort buying some more land here. So that's really the focus we're going to be kind of moving forward with here for a little while. Now, at the time of this recording, it is poker night tonight. I will tell you that this recording will not all be done in one session, so if my voice sounds different for whatever reason, I don't think it should, but you never know. If my voice sounds different for whatever reason in between, that's the reason why. I started recording it before I'm getting ready to leave to go play poker, and then I'll probably either finish it later tonight if I get home early, if I don't have a good night at poker. In other words, if I get knocked out early, or I'll finish it this weekend or tomorrow or Friday night or whatever. I'll finish it at some point. I don't have too long before I'm going to be gone again. It just feels like it's constant here. August is a brutal month for us, and I say us, I'm talking my wife and I, and just in general. There's just a lot going on. We've got two of our nieces' birthdays. They're like a week apart, so the back-to-back, so we're gone an awful lot because of that reason. We got to go back to my wife's hometown, which is not super far away, but it's not like it's something you can go there and drive back home in 30 minutes. It's about 2 hours away, so again, not crazy. She's from Kentucky, so, you know, you got to go down south across the river and into Kentucky. So, you know, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's just, it's not something that, you know, I'm close by to home, I guess is how I will put it. So 2 hours there and 2 hours back, so that's 4 hours of the day gone, right? So, and we're obviously going to be there for a while, you know. We're not going to drive 2 hours to her family's town and not hang out with them all day long, right? So it's kind of an all-day event. And then at the end of the month here, beginning of September, I already mentioned I am going to be gone. This is a pre-planned trip a long time ago. It's with my wife's other portion of her family. Every two years, my family does kind of the same thing, but luckily enough they alternate. But every 2 years, kind of her other side of the family does a trip, a big family trip, and that's what this is another family trip. So for me, relatively inexpensive, which is a good thing. It's a really good thing, but it does take up time away from me being able to record videos, which is also a little bit upsetting. It's nice to be away, 100% nice to be away, but, you know, I do like and enjoy recording videos, and I even sometimes like editing. Sometimes editing gets a little much, but I most of the time like it as well. I'm just rambling today, gang. You know, every once in a while I get in a mood to ramble, so just bear with me if you're not used to that. So, quick notes. The sheep over there. We're going to do something with the sheep soon. Once we make a little bit more money, we're going to do something with the sheep soon. We are going to move them. I think I've got the idea of what I'm going to do for the sheep. I will show that to you here in just a second. I still haven't fully decided which specific pin we're going to use, but I at least have an idea of where the sheep are going to go. I think it's going to work out. I hope it's going to work out. I don't see why it wouldn't, but we will show that to you here just now. Let's I didn't start the worker yet, so let's go ahead and get that started really quick because we talked about it and then didn't do it. So let's go ahead and do that. Oop, whoop, 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 whoop. That's not what we want. There we go. Now, also, we've got things to sell today. The sorghum is going to be best to sell today. I'm probably going to sell the corn, too, while we're at it. I mean, might as well, right? So we will get a little bit of money back in the bank account today from that, which is going to be great. Need to flip around here really quick. Now, we've got this field here, which obviously needs to be plowed up. And then our cotton field, the knife cotton field over here, which needs to be plowed up. Now, soon this is going to change. The knife cotton field is going to soon go away. We're going to do one more harvest of cotton, so it's going to be a little while, but one more harvest of cotton, so you get some time. But it is going to go away soon. I've mentioned this, I don't know if it was the last episode or episode prior to that, but anyway, the point really is going to be to take this track here and kind of extend it straight up. So it's going to cut this in half, and then this field itself is going to be extended as well up into here, right? That's going to be kind of the goal here, the focus here. And then hopefully we can get started on the grape vines up here on the side of the hill. I talked about doing that. I still want to do that. I think that'll be a nice change of pace from what we've been doing. So that's still going to be the approach and the goal that we're going to aim for here. Now, we almost got a full bale off this field, which is great. I didn't use any kind of GPS of any sort here. Just going to do it the old-fashioned way, if you will. This thing is fantastic. This is I'm so happy that a lot of you mentioned that I should, use this one and just don't use it at the unrealistic. Don't use it as unrealistic. Use it as the regular standard one. And you're 100% correct. This thing is great. It was $100,000, a little over $100,000, I think, cheaper than what the next one was. So this has been a great addition, I guess is how I will put it, to being able to do some of the stuff we're doing here, right? So this is awesome. I'm very, very happy with it. So thank you very much for pointing this out to me. I don't know if I would have looked at it at all. I probably would have, honestly, now that I say that. I probably would have looked at it to see if there was a possibility for me to utilize it in a realistic format versus the unrealistic format that is possible with this. But still, I am happy that a lot of you told me about it. I really am. This has been great. Now, if you missed the last episode, I highly recommend you check it out, but we did start getting, well, not even start, we did get all of the saplings planted in the last episode. I didn't really specifically show it. I did it kind of off camera, but I did do all of that. I did show where the saplings were. I kind of did a flyby. You're just going to have to trust me that I put them in there, but I did show you that. Oops. What did I do here? Oh, no, not a worker. We caused all kinds of issues here, didn't we? Okay, there we go. I did show where the saplings were, though, and I showed that there was still a pallet that had half of the saplings in it, 10 of them, because each pallet, gives you 20 saplings. So I gave you everything I could to give you to prove that I did them, but I did it all off camera just to help try to move things along a little bit quicker. That was accomplished. There is going to be more that we put down, for sure. We're definitely going to have to get more wood. I already talked about that at the beginning of this episode, right? We have to get some of the door frame type of stuff and everything else that we have to build for the house. We're not there yet. But yeah, we turned off the rocks, so that's good. Not to have to worry about the rocks anymore, which is going to be really helpful, I think. And always, if we need to turn them back on for whatever reason, like I said, I don't think we're going to. All of you correctly said that. I don't think we're going to need to, but if we do for some reason, then we can. We can always turn them back on. All right, we're going to do a quick autosave here. I'm going to turn on the menu here because this always gets me in a In a fit here, try and turn this off. I got to turn off the automatic and then unload. Okay. We will get there some point. We will get there at some point, I promise. Okay, which one? Well, I don't really know which one. I guess it doesn't really matter. This one has nothing in it at all. It does now. It does now. So, okay. I mean, they're both kind of low, right? So it doesn't really matter where the big one goes, I guess, but we'll figure that out. For now, we're just going to kind of continue the approach here of holding on to, or at least not even holding on, just storing, I guess, parking the cotton baler right here till we find a shed of some sort for it. Okay, so we need this. Went through it twice. Completely missed it. So we need to grab the auto-load trailer. Now, the nice thing is, we have this auto-load trailer, and I was like talking about potentially getting rid of it. There's really not a reason to get rid of it. After I went back and watched the edit of the last one, there's no reason to get rid of this. It's very inexpensive, and we can utilize it for our bales for the cotton, right? Now, to be fair, it really only holds one bale, but still, nonetheless, it holds the bales, right? So there's not really a reason for us to upgrade to something else until later on, right? Right now, we're not producing enough cotton to be more than one bale, or one bale and a portion of another. So we only have one field that maybe is going to produce that, maybe. And it's that big behemoth over there, but we don't know yet, right? We don't know what we don't know yet, so. Lots of look at all this clothes, man. Look at it all. Look at it all. This is a beautiful thing to see. It's absolutely beautiful. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Let's go over here. Let's grab the pallets of wool. Speak, Z, speak. The pallets of wool. Let's get those. Bring them over here to Grandma's Knitwear. Just keep Grandma's Knitwear going as strong as possible. And then I'm going to show you where the upgrade, I say the upgrade, where we're going to move and add a new pen for the sheep is going to be. I'm pretty excited about it. I talked about it kind of briefly, I think, in the last episode, or maybe it was the one before that. It doesn't really matter, honestly, when I talked about it. It really doesn't. But I think it's going to be in a great area. I do. Now, to be fair, the sheep are going to be similar to where they are now. They're going to be a little bit of ways away from Grandma's Knitwear, but that's okay. That doesn't have to be that close. It's not going to take us that long to move the wool over there. That's my opinion. And with the auto-load, which I could have went and grabbed that, but let's just use this for now. With the auto-load feature that we have now, it really makes it a lot easier, right? Because I can just run over there with an auto-load and then unload them. Not a big deal in my eyes. So. Looks like the worker is nearly done. They always run into a little bit of an issue there on that corner for whatever reason, so we'll have to touch that up for them. That's fine. We can do that. Now, one question I do have is how many clothes do we have in storage? Not much. Not much in either one of them, really. This one's got 41 liters. This one's got a little bit more. It's got 5,000 liters, so there's some, but there's not much. All right, there we go. Perfect. That is all done. So we'll bring this back over here, and I'm going to show you what I was talking about with the sheep here, right? I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. And then we're going to pick up all this sorghum, and we're going to go and sell all that. And I'm going to set the worker actually on doing this since the worker just finished. So we got a decent amount of pallets there. We'll pick those up, like I said, and sell them. Everything else, they're on auto selling now, so we'll kind of constantly be making a little bit of money every hour here as we move along. So I'm going to put this, I'm going to actually remove both of these trees, and we're going to put the sheep pen right about here. and it's going to be kind of up against the side of the hill here, and it's going to kind of run over here on this side of this hill as well, and up and around. So they're going to have plenty of room to go up on the side of the hill if they want. They'll have plenty of area in the sun if they want the sun. They'll have plenty of shade, and then they'll have a little bit of flat land down here as well, which is vastly different from what they currently have. They currently have is very, very flat, right? So a little bit more room for activities if they want to do those. Obviously, they're on a hill, but that's okay. Similar to the cows, right? The cows have a little bit of flat land, but then they've got a tiny bit of a hill there if they want to be up in there, but they've got plenty of trees for some shade, right? Which is nice. The cows like the shade, so... Sheep, I would assume, like the shade as well. Once they have the big, heavy coat on, they really get real hot, right? So let's move this. Obviously, we need to fix that little corner there, and then we will move the worker over here and get started on the other field. Rocks are still being produced. I wonder if it's because I just turned them off today and we have to wait till next month. Very well could be. Because I have fieldstone off, as you can see. So maybe that's what it is. We have to wait till next month. That's fine. If we have to wait till next month, we have to wait till next month. So we didn't sell the stone collector yet, so we can take care of that too, right? Not a huge deal. It also could be that they were already there because, well, with first time we plowed it up, right? They were there from that, and then we just put the oilseed radish in and don't pick up the stones till after we plow them up again. So it very well could just be that. And it's probably what it is, actually, now that I think about it. That's probably exactly what it is. Might attempt to make this field slightly larger when we remove a bit of the handle there of this knife field, right? As I like to call it, because it kind of looks like a knife. More like a butcher knife, but it kind of looks like a knife nonetheless. We might try to expand it a little bit. Now, there's not going to be much we can do because this hill is pretty severe, but we might be able to take it up just a smidge up this way. Be a bit of a weird angled field, but we might do that too. And then connect it, obviously, to here, right? This, like I said, the track's going to come through here, and then this field eventually will kind of move like this and connect and come over all around and be quite a large field, right? Probably it will be back to being our biggest field again, but for now, this is the one. All right. So put that on a worker and go back to the John Deere, and we're going to grab the auto load trailers, and it is time to go sell this sorghum. We also need to take care of that field too, but doesn't have to be done today. That is our experimental field anyway, so it does not have to be done today. And there we go, right? Just like that, we're underway. Sorghum is being auto load. This is so good, man. This is great. I'm so happy about this. Now, those ones in the air, I'm not sure how we're going to do that or what we're going to do with those. Those seem to be a bit more difficult to manage. I think I need to get a little bit closer. We're going to jackknife these a bit, but that's all right. It's not wanting me to take any of those for some reason. It's a little weird, but whatever. All right, let's see if we can get these to fall down or move or whatever. There we go. There we go. Really don't care which trailer they go to. That's the reason why we have two of them. I really do not care. And we're going to go grab the sorghum over here and the corn. As a matter of fact, we might grab the eggs too. I'm going to take a peek and see what the eggs look like. They're going to be dropping for sure, but the price might still be pretty decent. All right, evidently I can't get the corn for some reason. Weird. I wonder why I can't get the corn. Maybe it's because it only lets one on there at a time. I don't think that would make sense, though. Would it? Would that make sense? I don't know. Okay. I'm just going to throw it up there, and we'll do the best we can like we did in the other one, where we hopefully don't fling it off. Well, given that, I mean, I'm not sure they're going to allow any of the eggs to be on here, but let's just peek. Let's take a peek. If it's severely dropped, which it very well may have, then we're going to hold off, of course. but if it's still decent, I mean, that's $500 difference. We'll hold off. Excuse me, we'll hold off. Okay, so 18,000 liters of sorghum is going to go and be sold right now, which is good. That's going to be a good amount of money for us. We like that. We like that a lot. We'll take care of the melons and the watermelons here soon. Maybe not today, but we'll take care of them soon. All right, we are pulling up here now. We actually might be able to buy... we probably can. Ooh, watch out, corn. We might be able to buy a field today. I would assume we're going to be able to, actually. Not even might. I'd be very surprised if we're not able to. Okay, we are selling the sorghum. Yeah, big money. Big money. 25,000 from the one, and then another almost 2,000 from the other one. That's great. We're almost to 60,000. We absolutely can buy another field today. Absolutely can. And honestly, we're probably going to. I think I'm kind of kicking myself here because we definitely should have waited probably on this because we probably could have extended this field, although the sheep are still in the way. So maybe not. Maybe not. So I think what we will do is we'll buy 62, and I should be able to kind of partially expand this field a little bit. It's still going to be its own awkward shape, a very, very awkward shape for that matter. But I think it can be done. I think it can be done. Alright, unload that, or unhook those, rather. You can turn that off. Yeah, I think it can be done. I really do. I think it can be done. We got a lot of plowing to do, as a matter of fact. We got a lot of plowing to do. Put the worker on getting some stones up here for the time being. Again, we don't need any more stones. We turned them off, but as I correctly probably pointed out, those are likely from the first time we plowed because we didn't get those up on the first time we plowed it up, right? We just put the old seed radish in directly and then waited to plow up the stones after that, or pick up the stones, rather, after that. Okay, we're going to take over for the worker here doing the plowing. We got a lot of fields to plow, for that matter. We have a lot of fields to plow up today. They don't all have to be drilled today, but we would ideally like to get all of them plowed up today. This one, the cotton one down there, the experimental field. We got a lot. We got a lot to do. Let's get into it. here nicely, getting it. And for a minute, I had the plow. Well, it's still up there, but I dropped the plow up there because I thought, you know what? Let's go ahead and just start expanding this field now. I thought better of it, I guess. That's what I should have said. I thought better of it, I guess. Let's go ahead and get the cotton in this field. We'll do one more harvest of it, like I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. But, you know, I kind of started to think for a minute. I was like, well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and expand it over here. But the field we're going to buy is not going to be this side of that hill. It's going to be more over to the right towards where the sheep are right now. It's going to be here. So, you know, where I have the plow, if I was going to go up this way, I wouldn't really be able to do it. So I'd have to kind of go like an awkward route of this. So I think I'm just going to hold off. We'll buy that, and we'll take care of, you know, getting it all set and prepped and ready to go the next harvest. But for the time being, the other thing I was thinking about is that if we're going to move the sheep, which we're planning to do, right, we're going to need to get some grass for them. And right now we don't have any grass. All of the grass has been turned into silage and or TMR. And yeah, so we need some grass. So really, when we buy this field, it's probably going to be the approach of us working on getting some mowing done so we can get some grass. So then when we move the sheep, we have some. As a matter of fact, right now, they might need some soon. I don't know where they currently stand as far as food goes. Yeah, they're almost out of grass, as you can see. Almost. They've got some meadow grass there. It's not a huge amount of meadow grass because when we built that, we didn't have tons of money anyway, right? So yeah, I think buying this field and mowing it up first is probably the smartest play. So speaking of that, we do need to get a mower. We don't have one right now. This is still out there. Again, I don't know what I would use it for, but it is still out there in case we decide we want to. I don't think we're going to, though. So buying that field is going to be $40,000, and then we have $18,000 remaining. We obviously need a little bit for the overnight fees and interest. Well, not interest. There's no interest in the series, but fees and, you know, all that stuff, right? So, we're going to have to figure out what kind of mower we can get for $18,000. Probably not much. It's probably going to be a smaller mower, but really it doesn't need to be a gigantic mower right now. Once we start, you know, upgrading the sheep to the new pen and they have plenty of room and there's plenty of availability for them to make tons and tons and tons of sheep, and by reproducing, then yeah, we're definitely going to need to have some kind of a grass field for sure. You know, we did talk about in the last episode that maybe one of these fields we turn into a grass field for a brief period and then we, you know, replant it with something else. I mean, we could essentially turn this field into a grass field if we wanted to. It's an option. Not quite sure what we're going to do with that field yet, but it is an option to consider or think about. Now, I went ahead and put the worker on finishing up doing the yellow seed radish in this field. It should not take the worker too long to do that, which is a good thing. Stopped the stone collecting over here on this field, and by the way, we proved it with this field and this field. It was just these are the stones that were already there prior, which is what, you know, after I thought about it for a while, was honestly the most realistic explanation for why there were stones there since I turned them off. But yeah, we proved that tenfold with the small experimental field and then this field, because there's no stones that ever produced at all from plowing them up. So good to close that loop, I guess, but I think we had already previously closed it without full confirmation. So, it's January. Clothes are going to be starting to go up in price right now, but we're still not quite where we want to be at yet for them, but they are going to start going up and going up quickly, as you can tell. We really want to get to that 19,000 though, so we need to wait till April or May. It's somewhere in April or May, so we've got technically 3 months, maybe 4 months before we're going to sell the clothes. So, we want to get as many of these clothes made as humanly possible here in the coming months, and we've got a decent amount, man. We are going to be looking pretty good there. We're going to be looking pretty good. It's by far going to be the most money we've made yet in the series. It's really going to make some major changes for us in regard to the amount of money we get. We're going to be able to buy a lot of land. We're going to be able to buy a lot of upgrades for some of the equipment we have to make things faster, which means bigger fields, which is also a good thing, right? There's a piece of stones that were missed there. That's all right. We'll get them later. So that's going to be fantastic, right? Having that is going to be, it's going to be so helpful. It really is going to be so helpful to make that. We ideally, the first upgrades we're going to make realistically are going to be probably from the drilling standpoint. This drill is decent. The other drill we have is also decent, but we really want to probably go larger than that. These are probably the slowest moving things we have right now. Well, I would say the stone collecting, but that's going to be done after we do that field, right? It's not going to be happening anymore. So yeah, these are probably the slowest moving things that we have right now, and being able to upgrade this and being able to get more fields done in an episode is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal. It's really going to help with that approach that we're kind of trying to shift to based off of all your feedback and trying to move this series along a little bit faster than we had been, right? So that is going to be crucial to do that, among numerous other things that we have to do, right? There's a lot of stuff really that we have to do. But we realistically should, from all the clothes we're going to sell, we should make somewhere upwards of 500,000 to 600,000, if not more, off the clothes. Probably more, honestly. So that's going to be absolutely insane to see that money come into the bank account. It's just going to be nuts. Absolutely nuts. So right now, while we have the money, let's go ahead and buy this field. We know this is the next field we're going to purchase, so let's go ahead and do it. 40,000 bucks. Drops us down to 18,000. Not going to mow it. Not going to do anything at all with that right now. That will likely be an objective for the next episode, or the next coming episodes, rather. Now, spending the money on that means that the sheep are going to be where they are for a while longer, and obviously drilling this field tells you that that's going to happen anyway. But the sheep pens that I'm looking at, we need somewhere between $40,000 and $80,000 for them. We don't have that. We did just have something around that range, but didn't have 80, of course, but we had over 40. But really, we needed to kind of expand. We needed another field, right? We really did. We needed another field, and this allows us to do that. So, yeah, so it's good. All right, so it looks like the worker just finished over here, so let's go ahead and I'm just going to move this out of the way for the time being, because likely it's going to be something that we're going to put in over here on this field. I'm not quite sure what we're going to put in on this field, but we'll figure that out. Eventually, it might turn into a grass field like I talked about, but since we bought that field over there, I feel like we have plenty of just the weeded grass right now that we don't really need to do that. That's my opinion. So I'm going to put the worker back on picking up the stones over here. I'm not going to worry about selling the melons or the watermelon today. We can focus on that in another episode. Not worried about the ones that are spawning there. Like I said, we have them on auto now at this point. So again, not too concerned right there. Probably an upgrade. Probably another tractor. Probably a third tractor also with some of this money we're going to get. Would be beneficial for us. As I said, I'm breaking the rule there a little bit with the workers too. I'm okay with breaking that rule. There's a couple rules that were part of this that, for me, I'm okay breaking them. Being on console, I have limitations that PC players don't, and it's not an excuse or a complaint of any sort. It's not. It's just the truth. It's a fact, and so I'm doing some other things that allow me the ability to progress a little bit easier for myself, or to help me a little bit, so it's not such a drain on the time it takes to get some of the stuff done, and I'm okay with making that modification. I said at the very beginning of the series that I would be making modifications to what the main rules are, but in essence we are still doing the exact rules that it's meant to be, right? But we're just modifying a few things just to help us out on console. Auto selling, more than one worker. Not going crazy on that, though. I mean, really, we haven't done a whole lot of that yet, but we're probably not going to either, but occasionally they'll probably have two workers going. And then the ability for us to sell animals and move the pins around and stuff like that. I haven't really done a whole lot of that. We did at the very beginning, but the very beginning was a really big struggle. And we're going to probably do it again here with the sheep, but you never know. They might get to 30-something months or whatever it was, 32 months. They might get there by then because I think it's full now. I don't think there's any more sheep that can be produced here. I think they have maxed out. So the 15-month and the 17-month, they may not make it there, but the 27, 22, they likely will, given the fact that, you know, cotton takes a long time for it to be ready to harvest. And like I mentioned, we're probably not going to be making that into a field until these 2 fields are ready to harvest and we move the sheep, right? So, or if we do turn that into a field, which maybe we will, but if we do turn that into a field, it's not going to be a cotton field for the initial phase. It'll be something else. We put something in there like sorghum, something that grows quickly and can harvest, and then eventually, you know, when these fields are ready to harvest, we can combine at that point, right? All right, but with all of that said, gang, we are going to leave the episode at this point. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would greatly appreciate it if you smashed the like and the subscribe button for me on the case you've yet to do so. They are free to do. It helps me out an absolute ton. Thanks to my members for all of their continued support. It really does mean the world, all the support that you continue to show me over these many months and years. If you want early access to videos like this one, there's a link down below where you can become a member. It starts as little as $1 a month. You don't get any perks for that, but you can go up to a mid-tier, which is where you get the early access to videos and everything else. So check it out. Check out the second channel like I've mentioned before. Check out the shop. Check out the Discord. New shirt coming out in the shop here in about a week for all members. They get early access to it, and then everyone else early September. So look out for that. I'm very excited about it. I'm really happy with it. I actually purchased one for myself, so we'll see how it turns out. Ooh, I did this already earlier. Let me fix this. Let me go back over here. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm very happy about it. I mean, it should turn out great, but anyway. So that's coming. So if you haven't done so already, check all that stuff out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. As always, really does mean a lot. And I'll see you next time.